Hi everybody and welcome to week 20 of the Trump administration. Things are getting interesting. Last week, the president very illegally accepted a plane from Qatar, which has so many kinds of issues from it. The most hilarious part, though, is that it came out that not only did the Qataris were not trying to gift this to him, they've been trying to sell it, they've been trying to offload it, they've been trying to get rid of it for years. And then it turns out that Trump asked them for it. He asked them for it and then tried to turn around and pretend like it was such a great gift. Oh yeah, and the army came out and said it's not mentioning old Trumpy boy's name in the army's 250th birthday parade because this is not a dictatorship. This is not how our military works, and we don't deify individual humans. Okay? He fired tons of people from the National Security Council. Y'all, he is gutting our security infrastructure. And I absolutely expect that we will be seeing some sort of large-scale attack on our nation during this presidency. Could be something like 9/11, could be any number of stuff. I can't really go into that because I'm a former military intelligence officer who's holding a top secret clearance. But suffice it to say, there are a lot of people out there trying to do attacks on America all of the time. Do we deserve it because of our actions in the world? That's another conversation, but there it remains. People have been asking me, what do we do now, right? What do we do? Life has gotten less safe. You can't respond to a potential future attack that you don't know what it is. So what can we do to be ready right now? We can get to know our neighbors. We can be focused on building community. We can teach ourselves different skills. We can figure out what our neighbors know how to do. I say pay special attention to the people in your community who are survivors of religious extremism or other high control groups and or veterans, because we know how to do a lot of things. You can read, you can educate yourself. Harvard is giving a free class right now on civic engagement and learning to recognize the signs of democracy. For my fellow white ladies, I've been reading this book, White Women Get Ready, How Healing Post-Traumatic Mistress Syndrome Leads to Anti-Racist Change. You can get signed copies, not signed copies, you can get copies attached here. I think it's really good for us to be doing the work ourselves right now to really understand the cult of white supremacy that we are in, which is what this presidency is about, right? We are on the backside of the pendulum swing from having a black president, from having so much more equality in our country, from things like getting the military to 20% women, right? There have been so many advances in the past 2 decades, and now we are on a backswing from that. But they're really, really bad at it. Like, I keep hearing things like Trump wants to start a foreign war so that he can remain president. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. I don't know if you all noticed, we've been at war for 20 years and we had all different kinds of presidents. That's not how it works. The big beautiful bill got past the Congress, but the Senate has promised it definitely won't be passing. If it does, it will have some very significant effects on our everyday lives in America. However, it won't have the effects that you're seeing going around. It doesn't say that he has immunity from the Supreme Court for a year. That's bonkers. It doesn't say he can stop elections. There's not a way to do that. That's not how our country works. There's not one national in charge of elections. Same with the police. Y'all been freaking out that he wants to federalize the police. That would take more than 4 years. America cannot be disarmed. It is impossible with the amount of weapons that we have, and you cannot get to full authoritarian dictatorship in a country with 500 million weapons. So it's very important right now, I think, to study authoritarian countries in the past, but not just Germany. Everyone is just looking at Germany. Dictatorship Brazil, right there. It's right there. Any number of Latin American countries that we have meddled in and destabilized and caused to have a larger stratification of rich and poor because of corruption and terrible policies. This is what's happening now in America. We're starting to get reports of veterans who are disabled just receiving letters that their disability has been cut. I would definitely not recommend reopening your disability claims right now. This is not the time to do it. It has been in the past, and I've encouraged a lot of you prior to this administration that it was the time to go and try to get your medical and psychological benefits sorted out. Now is not the time. Do not mess with that. They're not officially touching veterans benefits yet. I really don't know that they'll be brave enough to do that. It would be pretty silly of them, but there you go. And finally, I'm moving to a new account. I made it 12 days on this last one. 12 days. 10 of them monetized before they demonetized me. And buckle in, y'all. It's week 20. We still have 3.5 years to go. Nobody can predict what's going to happen under a cult leader. That's why nobody knows what to tell you, what to do, or how this is going to go. But I will be here narrating it. I'm Daniella, scholar of cults, extreme groups, and extremely bad leadership. Come find me on my new account. This one will be gone in a few days.